Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. From the previous video, we worked on various HTML tags such as the B tag and the I tag, etc. And in this video, we're going to be working on form inputs. To get started, let me just get rid of this, IMG tag. So just to make things clearer and less codes. So I hit save. So in order to get started with the form tag, all we have to do is we're going to type the form tag. So form, then automatically Visual Studio imports or brings in the closing tag of the form. So this is the closing tag. So we hit enter, so we could include the child tags or the children. This is the form. It's going to be wrapping all the inputs tags. So the very first tag that's going to be inside the form tag is the input tag because that's what we're trying to target. So it's going to be inputs. So the input tag is actually a self-closing tag. So input tag, and let me hit save. And here it appears here. So I can literally type anything inside here, and as well I could just bring in another one, input tab, and I hit save and another one appears. So I could use this to type anything. But then, like, for example, if I wanted a user to come to my website and sign in or sign up before going to my site, how would I differentiate or say which one should be for typing his name and which one should be for typing his password? So let's say this one should be for the username and this should be for the password. So all we're going to do is how we can separate that and identify that would be by typing three things. So the very first one is type, then the next one is name, then the next one is placeholder. So I'm just copy and paste that here to be the same. Exactly. So the type here is to say okay, when a user tries to sign in and types his or her password, for example, the password is not going to appear as a regular text. It's going to appear in dots, and this helps the user's password details to stay protected. So in order to achieve this, for the very first one, this is going to be a regular text because you could always type in your name, and that doesn't really affect much as like the password. So we could say for the very first one, the type is equal to double quotation. Then we could just call it text. Then the next one, we could just call it in the type, we just say equal to double quotation. We could just say password. So we can hit save. And once I hit save, I can now go to this section, and in the username, I could just type um, think, and I can literally see think. And if I go to the password section, I can try to type think again, but it will be appearing as dots. So this is how you can differentiate the two types of inputs. So one input is for a regular text, while the other input is for password. So the next one here among the three things that I typed earlier is the name. So this name is whatever name you want to name it. So this is just a way of differentiating between the two. So we can say this right here should be for username. So we could just say equal to double quotation. Then we could call it user name. And right here we could call this equal to double quotation. We'll call this user user hyphen password. So we can hit save. It doesn't really change anything. So it doesn't really change anything. So that's that. Then the next one is going to be for the placeholder. So the placeholder is used to guide the user on which input form he should type his details in. So we could just say equal to double quotation. We could just write anything like enter your username, username. Then we hit save. So as you can see here, it's now prompting the user to enter his username. So we could just type anything we want to type. So we could just say, um, you know, this is this, whatever. So yeah, and that's that. So for the password area, we could also say equal to double quotation. Just say enter password, password. So we hit save, and it says enter password, and we can always type in our password. So this is how we can properly handle our form inputs. Okay, now that we're done with that, let me just add one more input here. So I could just copy and paste it into the next line. So let me just make an input for email. So in this type section, I could just come and replace it with email. So mind you, in HTML, you don't just come and type, choose whatever name you want to give your type. So it actually built in HTML input types. So it could either be email, password, or text. So the only ones that you could customize and name it anything that you want is the name section. So in this name section, you could name it anything that you like. It could be user password, it could be user one password, or literally anything. And as well with the placeholder, but the type is actually like a native HTML format. So yeah, you could write. So here you could now type your user email. So you could come here and now say enter email, enter email. So hit save, and yeah, you see that here. So it's just working as we intended. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I could just, since the three of them are on a straight line, we could make it to appear in different lines by using the BR, just like I explained to you in the other video. So we could just come here, and after this input, the first one, we could just come and include the BR tag. So BR, slash, then close it. Then we could copy this and include it at the end of every input section. So input here, then we don't need that because it's the last one. So we could just hit save, and now you can see that everything is on a separate line. Now that I've explained this to you, there is one more thing that is left out, and that's the label. So there's a label tag. So for example, if you go to if you wanted to sign up or log in to any website, you won't just see empty inputs sections like this. So you have to see something like username on the left side. Then when you come here, you type in the username. So that's what the label is for. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on top of every input and make a label for it. So we just come here and type label. So when we type label, we'll close the tag. So we could come here and now say label for. So for equal to inside the double quotations, we're going to write the name of the label that we want it to be. So if we want to make a label for this, which is for the username, we'll go to the name, copy what we named it, then we'll come here and paste it, and it's going to be the label for username. Then we could now come in the middle and now say username, username. So then we could put column, then I could just hit save, and you can see username. Then you can now have to enter your username. Then I can just copy this, copy it. Then what's the next input? So I could just come here and hit enter. Then on top of the password, I could just come here. What did we name it here? We named it user password. So we just come copy, replace it with this, replace it with this. So, and we could say something like password, and hit save. And you can see we now have password. Then you have to enter your password. And to do the same for the email is basically the same thing. So we just have to copy the label and put it on at the top of the inputs for the email. So just come here and what's the name, we'll give it user email. So we'll just copy user email. So this is going to say label for user email. So we could now say here email. So and now properly handled the whole label and input thing. So yeah, so this is how it's meant to be. We have the username, the password, and the email. So you could come here and type your password, your email, and your username. So this is basically how to use the form tag and the label tag and the input tag. So with this, you've basically learned how to use the form tag. So the next thing I'm going to teach you is how to use the comment out tag. So yeah, we just call this comment out tag. So if you want to get something off, let me just go up in this section. If I wanted to get rid of this H1, I will have to use something like this, less than, exclamation mark, dash, dash. Then Visual Studio completes it for us. So basically this is saying that no matter what you add inside here, once we hit save, it's not going to appear in the browser. So we could literally add anything, whether it's a random text or whether it's a tag. So for example, if I add all these tags, maybe cut it and place it inside this comment out tag and hit save, everything is going to wipe off. You get? So it doesn't matter if it's inside a tag or if it's just a regular text like this. So this is how to use the comment out tag. You could just, and also it comes in helpful in situations whereby you want to explain your code. So you could just say this is the body tag, or this is a topic. You could just say okay, or you could just say this is the beginning of the body. So this comes in handy when you're working on projects that it doesn't have to be just you. You could have your colleagues as well. So when you write this, it's a way for them to understand what your code is about and what you're doing in a particular section. So that's just how to comment out your codes in HTML. So basically, if I'm to go over everything that you supposedly learned in this video, is basically how to use your form tag. So to use your form tag, you wrap all this inside your form tag. You first invoke your form tag, the opening and the closing tag. Then you now bring in your input tag. Your input tag is a self-closing tag. So inside the input tag, we have your type. It could be text, it could be email, it could be password. And inside the name, you could give it any name you want to give it. Just make sure that when you give it any particular name, for your label, it has to be for the particular name. So it knows that this is for username, and this label here is going to display for password or user password. So that's basically it. And to comment out your tag, just simply add something in the middle of this, the left arrow, exclamation mark, dash dash, and after that, after you finish writing what you want to comment out, you could now add slash slash right arrow. So that's basically it. So if you like the video, kindly leave a thumbs up, or if you have any questions, you can leave a comment. And if you want to learn more on HTML and CSS, kindly check out the next video.